RAWKS Meltdown, and today I have the pleasure to be joined by
Max Havoc.
Michael Lashinsky.
We're from Incursion.
I love your album, guys. I've reviewed it already. I think it's fantastic. It's proper traditional metal, the way it used to be and the way it should be. It gets released in a few days. How excited are you getting now?
We're pretty excited. It's a long time coming. We are. It's just been, we recorded it earlier this year, and with everything coming out of COVID, there was a moment where we thought it wasn't going to get released until 23, and it was very like we had a lot of conversations about like it coming out this year, and so we're really excited that we found a spot this year for it to come out. So it's been a long time coming.
Brilliant. So, like many other bands, have you got like shed loads of songs for album number 2 and album number 3?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we have a lot of things in the works, new tunes and mostly new tunes, new ideas, and some older ideas. But yeah, we're excited to keep things moving. We obviously released our EP in 2020, and then no one was expecting a global pandemic to hit. It kind of curtailed a lot of what we hope to do as far as maybe trying to do some shows and getting on some festivals. So we're kind of it's like a restart with this album. We're really excited to see where it takes us.
Brilliant. So if one of the songs from the album could appear on a TV show or film, which one would you choose?
I think it depends on the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
If if we were in like a Bond film, there it seemed like something like Strike Down or The Sentinel might be very cool, or and if it were something like Fast and Furious, Vengeance, or
Hang 'em High.
Hang 'em High. So it really depends on the movie. We're available, guys.
Let's talk.
Cool. I love the fact you covered Allied Forces by Triumph. They're a very underrated band, in my opinion. Are you big fans of theirs then, obviously?
Yes.
Yes, we were huge fans, and we were really fortunate on how it came together with Jean-Pierre and Mathis from Traveler and Hellgun. Mm-hmm. So it was just very, very. We're very, very happy the way it turned out, and happy we were able to work with two bands that we think are great, and we love what they're doing, and it just felt like the three of us are kind of doing we're kind of like hitting different angles of what's happening, and so they really complemented each other vocally, with Steve doing the first verse, Jean-Pierre doing the second, and Mathis doing the third. So it just feels like, even toward like in the middle and the end parts where they're all weaving in and out of each other, was really, really cool.
And also seemed like a timely song to redo, and with all the messed up stuff that's going on in the world these days, right? That we can come together and be united and as metal forces, against depression and whatever else is going on,
Couldn't agree more, man.
Get a little weird,
I love the album cover as well. That's really interesting. Can you tell us the story behind that? And are you planning to have it framed?
Oh yes, it's definitely going to be framed. Marcus Miller, we loved his work, and I spent a couple of months sort of like trying to find him, because we just weren't in the know, and we just sort of like we got an email address. That email address didn't work. Then we got another email address, and then we sort of hit a dead end. Then we sort of DM'd him through Instagram, and then he responded to an email, and we were like, "Do you have time to? Would you be interested in doing this?"
Yeah,
because I know he does mostly, like, he does more death metal-y kind of things, and so he was like, "Yeah." We sent him the ideas, and we just told him where we were coming from, and what we were trying to do as a continuation from the last record, and he came with the idea just was spot on, and then all the details. It was very, I know everybody sort of has this desire to want to have the next Derek Riggs or something, but it just felt like the detail, like his attention, just adding all these little elements made it really, really great. And to have him also, being fortunate enough, the one thing that the time gave us was the ability to have him do the artwork for the Running Out single as well. So that was really great.
So can you tell us the plans for the rest of the year, and would it be touring the album, like, hopefully across the pond? Because you've been to Manchester.
We'd love to come to Manchester.
We're trying to figure out how this is all going to work. We're trying to poke around and figure out what situations are to play festival wise, but we're hopefully, knocking on wood, we will grace your shores next year,
That'd be awesome.
Sooner rather than later.
So when you've been over to the UK, have you played over here, or has it just been to visit?
Just visiting.
Manchester. Why?
The Indian food is amazing.
For sure.
Yeah, fair enough. You should go to Bradford. Actually, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's what we had for lunch, and we were thinking that, like, if we were in England,
Absolutely.
But yeah, the idea is to hopefully be at one of the festivals, or more than one of the festivals for next year.
Cool. And of course, because of COVID and that, live feeds have sort of become the in thing. When you do go and hit the road, do you plan to do some live feeds of your shows?
Yeah. I mean, that's our hope. It's like we're such a young band that it's sort of like, they're sort of like, why would we fly you out to Europe to do these things? But hopefully, we'll get some momentum with this record, and it'll generate enough interest to warrant somebody wanting to take a chance with us and navigate a handful of dates out there.
That'd be amazing. So who'd be your ultimate band to go on tour with then?
Look, we are lucky enough to be on a label that has arguably two of the bigger new emerging bands. So to have the No Remorse tour, like like what Megaforce did in the 80s, where it'd be Eternal Champion, Riot City, and Incursion, would be ridiculous. That would certainly be a new version of the Clash of the Titans. It's to say the least. But we'd be happy to play with anybody.
If you could make up a supergroup of musicians, then, or alive, including yourself in the lineup, who would you have in your band?
Man.
For me, to me, it'd probably be Bruce Dickinson on vocals, Charlie Benante on drums, Doug Pennick from King's X on bass, um, uh, uh, Michael Schenker as one of the guitar players.
Yeah.
And the other guitar player would probably be
Yuli Roth.
No, it wouldn't be Yuli Roth.
I'd say Yuli Roth. You had me. You had me.
To have Yuli and Michael wouldn't make any sense.
No.
And the other guitar player would probably be John Sykes from Tigers of Pantang era.
Cool.
And that would be my band.
That would be amazing. Okay.
I'm gonna let Max do all the talking because he's saying the right things here. I kind of agree.
Okay. I think I already know the answer to this, but what would you say has been the band's biggest accomplishment so far musically?
I think really just getting both records out and finding people who it resonated with has been pretty incredible. Like, when you're making music, you don't really have a sense of where it's going to land. And the fact that there are people who are paying attention, not only from the EP, but to now, to sort of be on this ride with us is really an honor and a blessing. It's a privilege to be able to make these records, and it's just unbelievable that people are like, oh yeah, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I think we're really excited to see what the response is to this record, our first full length, because everything we had. When we did the EP, then we had a lot of goals with this record that we hoped for it to be, and I think we feel like we accomplished most of them. And we're excited for people to hear it and see what kind of impact it makes in the world. And we're certainly already thinking of the next one and how to advance ourselves and things that we want to improve on the next one.
Epic. Okay, so which song on the album do you think has the heaviest riff?
For me, it's probably Vengeance is probably to me, Vengeance. And then I really like Master of Evil too. Like the riffs on both of those songs are to me really, really cool. And but there's some heavy, it's hard to say, but those two songs come to mind off like the first two, like, oh, that's a heavy riff.
For me, it's Strike Down, has that real classic kind of riff in the beginning, and just all the air that it has around the chords, so it's, I don't know, that's to me the heaviest thing. It may not be the fastest thing, but it's heavy,
Yeah.
All right, then. So what song do you think is the heaviest riff of all time then?
Oh, of all time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look. For me, I've always like, to me, Chemical Warfare is just like, it's just, there's just so many riffs on that song. They're chalked into that song. It's just what were like, it really changed the trajectory. To me, it changed the trajectory of what Slayer was doing. So it was
If I stick with the Strike Down idea as far as heavy, Children of the Damned is just one of my favorite riffs as far as
Awesome. Okay, so can you tell us what was the last song you listened to?
Me was Prelude to Ruin by Fate's Warning.
I was listening to Creator's first record about 30 minutes ago. So
well, we stay Manchester. I saw Creator in Manchester. A fantastic venue. I can't remember what it was called. It was like a theatre. It was amazing, and they were so good. I love Creator. Fantastic. But yeah, as soon as you mentioned Manchester, I think Creator.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing them soon in Atlanta with Merciful Fate. We're very, very excited.
Oh, I hate you. That'd be amazing.
We'll bring you there in spirit.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So can you tell us why we should check out Blinding Force?
You should check out Blinding Force for a handful of reasons. One, I think there's some very cool riffs, some really good. I think if you were a fan of what metal used to be, I think it sits really well in what's happened before and what's happening now. And I think there's some things that feel familiar but have a new spin on it. And we think we're pretty clever. So
Okay.
We're really just trying to be ourselves. I think, we always talk about where do we, you always try to figure out where you fit in the realm of everything that's going on, past and present. And, you can certainly hear our influences. I think we wear them on our sleeve, but we have our own take on what we do and how we put together things,
Yeah,
for sure. I think so.
Yeah. We're biased, so we think that it's like we think it's unique, but we do. There are a handful of bands out there where you, from start to finish, you can sort of map. Oh yeah, they were really into this band, or they were really in these guys are very much this, and I think there's enough. We hit enough different notes to where it doesn't pigeonhole us, but it also doesn't make us. It gives us a little bit of a scope in which to move forward as we continue trying to find our footing in this, in the landscape.
Absolutely. So can you give us 4 words to describe Incursion?
Energetic, intricate, riff-based, and great singer.
Cool. Okay, so it's now 5 questions, either or either. So the first one is small, intimate gig or festival?
Right now, festivals.
Okay.
Can't beat a small intimate gig.
Cool. Saint or sinner?
Sinner.
Yeah, sinner.
Vinyl or digital?
Oh,
Vinyl.
Vinyl.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Beer or pizza?
Wait.
Both. They're different things there.
Beer or pizza? Both.
Okay. And the final one then is who would you rather be stuck in a lift with, Joe Biden or Kermit the Frog?
Kermit.
Joe Biden or Kermit the Frog?
Yeah.
Kermit the Frog, I guess.
Kermit the Frog. I gotta know about how that.
What about Miss Piggy?
I gotta know what that piggy is like.
Yeah, get all the stories.
That interspecies relationship has gotta be crazy.
Next level.
He was doing it way early, whatever we think is crazy. He was doing a frog and a pig.
We're getting off on the wrong foot here.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
A little creepy.
He hopped on it.
That's cool. That's all good. All right, man. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time this evening. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Just that our album Blinding Force is available on No Remorse Records. It's available everywhere. You can buy the album on vinyl and CD, and we have a limited edition orange vinyl for it. And it's also available on all streaming services.
November 11th comes out.
That you can find us on Facebook at the band Incursion, and that's also the same handle for Instagram. And our website is incursionheavymetal.com, and come check us out and support us, and we'd love to come to a stage near you very soon.